Hi, boys and girls. Miss Gorman here. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the packets. They were passed out on Tuesday and Thursday this week, and I wanted to give you guys a chance to get them and to start working on them. If you are unable to get the packets, you can let me know, and I will let Mr. Strickert know, and he can get you the packets. He's willing to go to the school and mail them out or to give them to parents who are unable to make it to the pickup. So I have my iPad here and I have the packet right here on the iPad. So I wanted to show it to you. So here is the third grade packet. So every week your packet will look like this, and it has the superheroes on the front because we're super third graders. And this week's packet, the reading, I want to talk to you a little bit about the reading. So this reading is kind of short and sweet, and it has some questions to go with it. They're comprehension questions, and we'll talk about that in just a second. So what I want you to do with it is I want you to get to the reading, and I want you to read through it one time. Here's page 1, and then page 2. It's not very long. There's a lot of quotation marks, so that means there's people talking. I want you to read through it just one time. Just read through it and get the gist of the story. If you get to a tricky word that you don't know, before asking someone at home for help, I want you to try your best using the strategies that you've learned thus far. So you're breaking apart the word, you're thinking about the sounds of the letters, you're doing all that type of stuff. After you've done reading, I want you to go to the questions and I want you to read them. So it says, what does Myrna want? So you probably know the answer after you've read, but what I want you to do is I want you to grab a crayon or a highlighter or a pencil or something that will stand out in the text like we do in class, and I want you to go back to the text and I want you to look for that evidence to answer that question. So right here, if I'm using my highlighter on my iPad, it says, I want a phone, said Myrna. So I can highlight that and then go back to the question and confidently say, what does Myrna want? Well, Myrna wants a phone, right? So the other answers here are a car, a boat, a phone, or a kitten. I want you to read all of the answers because I know you know the answer, but I want you to make sure that it can't be any of the other answers because sometimes these multiple choice questions are a little tricky. Multiple choice is when they give you a few choices here, the A, B, C, D answers. So I want you to go back and highlight the evidence in the text like I did here. And then I want you to read all the answers before you choose one. It's okay to cross out the answers that you know are not correct. So I want you to go through and complete those. And then they're talking about the theme here. I'm looking. And the theme, remember, is the lesson or the moral that they're trying to teach you. So what is the author trying to teach you? What is ReadWorks trying to teach you here? So right here, it says what evidence in the story supports this description. So you need to go back and find the evidence for every single question. You need to find the evidence. The next thing I want to talk to you about here is the writing. So they give you this piece of paper with the writing prompt on it. Some people have trouble they kind of write like this. They like to go like this and they write. So I want you to if you have lined paper, to get lined paper and use that for your writing, and then use this space to draw a picture. You can draw a picture, you can color it, you can detail it, you can label it, all that type of stuff. But if you have lined paper, I want you to use that to write your answer to this prompt. I want you to, if you don't have paper, you can write it right here, lined paper, but I want you to use lined paper so that you're practicing spelling, you're practicing your handwriting and making sure it's straight and smooth. Talking about spelling, I want you to check your spelling. I want you to use your knowledge about letters and about words and think about the sounds that it makes. So when you're spelling all of your sight words and all of those types of things. And I want you to have your parent check or older brother or sister to check your spelling, to say, hey, maybe you should recheck that. Hey, maybe you should think about this. and they can circle the word. So I want you to think about your spelling. The next part I want to talk to you about is there's a few pages of multiplication missing numbers, but I wanted to talk to you about arrays. We've done arrays in class, and we've done them over and over and over again, but I want you to think about the multiplication sentence that goes with the array. So it says there are 2 rows of apples. Remember, rows go like this, and 3 apples in each row. How many apples? So there are 2 rows with 3 apples in each row. So the array would look like this. How many apples? So I could look at this and say, well, there are 3, 6. So 6 apples. And I could just say, yep, I'm done. But what I want you to do is I want you to think of the multiplication sentence that goes with this. So there are 2 rows of 3 apples. Remember, the multiplication sign here means of something. We're thinking about these as groups. So this is 2 groups of 3. So 2 groups of 3. So there's a few pages of that, and I want you to think about the multiplication sentence for each. If you have any questions on this packet, or you need help with it, or you're not sure, please let me know. If you're unable to get the packet, again, let me know. I'm here for you. I'm really excited to teach you things based on the packet. I'm here and available for you. That was kind of a brief overview of packet 1. I hope to hear from you and see you soon. Bye. Miss you.